How do gay men overcome shame? Hey guys, Michael Pizzulo here, psychotherapist in West Hollywood. So one of the most pervasive and common issues that gay men face, in terms of emotional health and psychological well-being is shame. This sort of pervasive, often abstract sense that they are just bad. And there's often, little detail or context to this feeling, but it's some sort of just like phenomenon or phantom or ghost or spell that follows them around. And while a lot of gay men have a sense of where it comes from, often internalizing a lot of negative messages growing up about being gay from, their community, their family, or so on and so forth, oftentimes gay men get to a certain point where they're adults, they've come out, they're living this like authentic and free life, and yet this sense of shame just follows them around and impacts their self-esteem, obviously, and can sabotage relationships and lead to a lot of, self-destructive behaviors like substance use and so on and so forth. So they often feel like they know the cause, but not the solution. So I want to give a few ways that I think that all of us, gay men in particular, but anyone really can begin to tackle shame. So the first thing is, rather than trying to get rid of it, you want to move toward it. I think what often happens is shame is this part of us that often feels like it's torturing us or holding us hostage or just sort of ruining our fun, right? And so the natural inclination is to want to get as far away from it as possible. But the problem with that is you often don't get to know the shame. You don't really understand it. So you're trying to sort of rid yourself of something, but you're not quite sure what it is, where it's coming from, what it's trying to tell you. So what you want to do is actually do something that may seem counterintuitive, but you want to lean in. You want to sort of get to know it, befriend it, sort of start to figure out, okay, what is this inner critic or this negative voice that's following me around, and what does it have to say? Why is this part of me so insistent on reminding me that I should feel bad about myself? So you want to begin to sort of shift the relationship that way. Then what you want to do, and this is sort of practical CBT exercise, is you want to do some sort of exposure therapy where the situations that you find yourself avoiding, you want to start to intentionally put yourself in them. So for example, say you don't like to ask people out. You'd like them to ask you out because you're scared of rejection, right? So you need to take contrary action and make the first move. And actually not make the first move in hopes of success, but you actually want to hope to experience the rejection. The reason being that this part of you, this shame, is telling you, there's something bad about you, right? So it's trying to sway you away from taking in any more data points that would confirm this negative belief, right? So what you want to do is actually confront those negative data points and begin to internalize that you can actually be okay with rejection. So you can ask someone out, they can say no, and you could be fine. You can hold on to your self-worth. Actually, I would say that if you ask someone out and they say yes, then you have to, it's good. Obviously, it's what you want, but the exercise is actually more successful and complete if you do experience the rejection. You're actually looking to experience the shame part, with the goal of helping you realize, and this other part of you realize, that you can handle shame, and that it's not going to destroy you, and that you have other parts of yourself that are confident and are competent that can handle it. Then also too, one thing that I think is just so practical and easy is really doing sort of like a fake it till you make it thing of acting as if. So, and this doesn't apply to all scenarios, but I think particularly when it comes to confidence, that rather than sitting around and waiting to feel confident before I, go out there and go for the job that I want, or go for the guy that I want, or whatever it is, do it in reverse. So go after all of those things as though you already are that confident person, rather than waiting to feel confidence and then chasing your dreams. What I've found is that if you start to fake it for a while, it will start to become real. That you'll internalize this sense of confidence as you go through the motions, rather than just sort of sitting back and being, reflective and interpreting things and so on and so forth. I think actually the actions will take you to the confidence quicker than the self-reflection. So fake it till you make it, I think, is a good one as well. And then the last thing I would say is that obviously, when you do this type of work, and hopefully if you, again, go towards the shame and start to really unpack and understand what you're so ashamed of about yourself, and what this inner voice continues to remind you of, that you're going to eventually stumble across certain things about yourself that you don't like, or certain moments that you really felt bad about yourself that just stuck with you. And what you need to do is learn to love the part of you that you hate the most, that you are just so, it's icky, it's humiliating, it's just that part of you that you never want to think about. It could be a memory, it could be something that's current, whatever it is. But once you stumble across the aspect of yourself that brings you the most shame, that's where you want to elicit the most empathy and compassion. It's easy to like our strengths. It's easy to celebrate the parts of me that are, well received by the world. It's a lot harder to be confident about stuff that is a little bit, you're getting less validation and less approval for, right? So that's what you want to do, is try to flip things around, and rather than adding more shame to this part of you, you want to start to elicit compassion, self-acceptance, and who knows, you may actually end up really liking this part of you in the end if you practice this. So anyway, those are a few practical tips that gay men can start to practice really in their day-to-day life about reorganizing your relationship with your internal shame, which again, we all have, but I think gay men have it in a more specific way. And hopefully you'll start to see that your confidence shifts as a result. And who knows, hopefully you'll learn a lot about yourself in the process. So hope that was useful. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm really curious to see, if you're a gay man, if you've gone through shame and if you've come through it, what's worked for you. Please let me know in the comments. And if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to talk to me directly, I'll leave a link in the description and you can book a consult and we can talk about working together if you'd like to. So thanks for checking this out. Thanks, guys.